Hello and welcome back to another Heroclix live stream. You are at Mr. Clicksflix. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you want to not only perplex up your Heroclix IQ, but also outwit the competition, make sure to Hulk smash that subscribe button and also the bell notification so that you'll be sure to be notified every time I upload a video. And sometimes I do these sort of impromptu live videos. Wednesday is my normal upload day. I was going to try to have something pre-recorded, but I decided to go live to talk about these previews for. There's a bunch of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Unplugged previews, as well as previews for the convention exclusives that will be available at, I believe, Origins for U.S. Nationals, as well as Worlds, which is Heroclix Worlds, which is going to be at PAX Unplugged. So there's a lot of stuff to get into here. Mr. Clicksflix is brought to you by Lucky Dice Comics and Games. I'm sorry. Mr. Clicksflix is brought to you by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama, home of the ROC. No matter if you're in the United States or around the world, Lucky Dice Cafe has the winning role for all your gaming needs. You can visit them at luckydicecafé.com or their Facebook page using the link found in the description of this video. So you'd think that, you know, me writing that, I'd know it all the time. But anyway, Lucky Dice Cafe has, right now they have pre-orders available for Batman the Animated Series. I'm not sure when that comes out, but it's very reasonably priced, and you'd be partially supporting the ROC when you do that. So please make sure to go over there and get your pre-orders in today. As you saw with my Avengers Infinity unboxing, you know, I pulled some really good stuff, and that's where I got my stuff from. No pre-orders available yet that I could find for TMNT Unplugged, but I'm sure he's going to fix that soon over there. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. We got previews for days. So the first thing, let's go ahead. We're going to do the TMNT. No, let's do the, we'll do the convention exclusive ones first. So the first preview we're going to take a look at here is for the Blackbird jet. A lot of stuff going on with this one. Has the New Mutant and X-Men keywords. Has 3 different point values, 120, 100, and 55 points. Has a few different traits, and then as you can see, there's also this resource style that it has, which I'm sure a lot of people are vaguely familiar with if you played with a Quinjet. So the first trait is pilot ability, reconnaissance transport, prerequisite X-Men keyword, adjacent friendly characters modify range +2, so that's fun. Then there is so fast it doesn't show up on radar, modify Blackbird's defense +1 if it moved during your last turn. +1 defense is always great. Then there's a third trait, which is relax. I've survived more jet crashes than any mutant or human alive. And it says when Blackbird is KO'd, wrecked, and a character with the X-Men keyword is the pilot, do not roll a d6. After resolution, move that character, modify that character's combat values +1 until the end of your next turn. If the character is also named Cyclops, heal him 1 click and modify his combat values an additional +1 protected pulse wave. So that's pretty powerful ability there, not taking the damage from being in a wrecked vehicle and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats. It starts off with a 14 movement with stealth, 0 attack, 18 defense with invulnerability, 0 damage with perplex. Now you can get better attack and damage values from the pilot ability. I'm not going to get into that. That's a general rule, so we're not even going to cover that in this video. Then the starting value at 100 points is 13 movement with stealth, 0 attack, 17 defense with energy shield deflection, and 0 damage with whatever that is, enhancement. And then at 55 points It is a 10 movement with stealth, 0 damage. I'm sorry, 0 attack, 16 damage, 16 defense with energy shield deflection, 0 damage with the close empower. Then for the resource style, you add 5 points. And it has some instructions for the resource style here, which we'll briefly go over. Force construction. This resource, you see here, it's kind of fuzzy for me to read. Costs 5 points. Blackbird may be played without paying this cost, but if you do, this style is not used. The resource must be assigned to Blackbird. Clicking the dial, we're not going to get into. Scoring, Blackbird scored, remove all the stuff from the game. It has, I have some time to help, which is a special power. It says power, choose an ID card on your sideline of equal or less points than the resource dial indicates. So that is this part up here where it says 10, 20, 30, 40, all the way to 300. Place that ID card on the map adjacent to Blackbird. Remove the ID card from the game. Then roll a d6, turning this resource dial to the click number matching the result. Add 1 to the result. If it's a student ID card, that character is no longer an ID character, can't use willpower, and is returned to your sideline if it would take damage. So same thing. They basically remade the Quinjet, guys. It's missing some of the stuff from the Quinjet, but overall, still very much the Quinjet. And if you guys have questions about this, feel free to put them in the live chat, or if you're watching this on the playback, have that stuff in the comments. I like seeing that stuff, seeing what you guys think about it. And I will do my best. I do pretty good about answering everybody's questions and stuff nowadays. So the next convention exclusive we're going to take a look at is Star Trek 1. I'm not too excited about it, but I know a lot of you guys are Trekkies and do like it. So this is Captain Kirk and Lieutenant Uhura. It is 65 and 25 points. Has the, I believe that's the Starfleet team ability. Has the Starfleet keyword. Has a trait with a couple specials. The trait is, that's the way they want you to feel. It makes them think that they're alive. If Captain Kirk and Lieutenant Uhura is 25 points, they are KO'd when they cross the red line. So the red line that is between clicks 2 and 3. Then they have a special on their defense, which is we have your psychokinetic abilities, but at twice your power level. Stop energy shield deflection. Stop clicks are always good. And they have a special on their damage, which is they are making me tremble, but I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Perplex free. Destroy 1 piece of blocking terrain within range and line of fire, or remove 1 barrier marker from the map. And they get that for 25 points. That is a free thing. Could be pretty powerful. Barriers a big thing in the game, particularly right now. So it could be, this could be a meta piece here. But has 6 range, single target. Starts off at 7 movement with sidestep, 9 attack with mind control, 18 defense with super senses, and 1 damage with that special. So like I said, a very good special there. Very potent. I like it a lot. I don't know that I will actively seek this figure out, but if I happen to get one somehow, some way, I'm going to be excited to have it. So the next figure we're going to talk about is a DC figure. It is Orion. He is a KC figure, and let me get my end up here so I can see. Oh my, that is very fuzzy. He has the Apocalypse, New Gods. I think that says Animal, Brute, and Warrior keyword. I don't know why it would say animal. That seems funny to me. He does have a KC ability, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. This thing that I have here is too fuzzy for me to tell you guys what it says. But it's the lower point value. So he's at looks like 188 points and 25 points. Has KC team ability. The isolated from the violent world is something that all the KC pieces have. And then he has a special on his movement, which is opposing characters within 4 squares can't use willpower, and he has that on his isolated from violent world click. And then that's pretty much it, because it's all too small to read. Pretty stout dial. I think that might say 160 points. That seems more like it. 188 seems like a lot. 6 range single target, 11 attack with, 11 movement with running shot and the flight ability, 12 attack with psychic blast, 18 defense with invincible, and 4 damage with leadership. Overall, just good, even without the traits that I apparently can't read. Solid figure. A bunch of you KC guys are going to be super excited to have him. And next we have what's probably the figure I'm most excited about of the convention exclusives. You know, obviously I'm excited for the Blackbird because I'm going to need it for competitive stuff. But just for me personally is this Daredevil. Man, I really like the sculpt. I like the comic that this is from. It's just really solid. He is 50 points, which is not a lot. Has the Marvel Knights and Martial Artist keyword. Has improved movement, ignores elevated and ignores hindering. Has 1 trait and 1 special on his damage. His trait is echolocation, probability control, but only when attacked or being attacked. So you can't, use it for friendly characters, but that's still pretty good. I mean, built-in prob for 50 points with what this guy already has going on is pretty good. Then the special on his damage is Matt's got magic powers. Stealth, free if Daredevil is within 4 squares in line of fire of a friendly character that's not on its starting click. Place him adjacent to that character. So it's a free placement, so you could place and then charge in. Just for 50 points, man, this guy's pretty good. He's not, obviously he's not competitive or anything like that, but I'm really going to try my best to get a hold of one of these. Starts off with a 4 range single target, 8 movement with charge, 11 attack with nothing on it, 17 defense with super senses, and 3 damage with that special. Just overall, a really solid figure for the points. And I got all these previews from Heroclix Brazil. They have a podcast, a lot of stuff in like the Spanish and whatever it is they speak in Brazil. They have it there. It's not English, but it's nice for you guys that English isn't your first language. You can go there and probably pick up on what they're talking about. So I just wanted to give them a shout out that's where I got these previews from. Then we're going to go ahead and get into TMNT here like I talked about. So up first we have a bunch of the bystander tokens. I believe these come in the Fast Forces that's going to be coming out. So let me see here. What do we got the spider drone. So let me get the one up on my end. And so for 10 points, we get a improved movement figure that ignores hindering and elevation. 7 movement with charge, 9 attack with precision strike, 16 defense with super senses, and 1 damage with tiny symbol. Not bad for 10 points. Not competitive. I mean, there's way better ways to spend 10 points, but it's cool that it's from the video game. TMNT will sell it just all by itself. Next up, we have the boxing bot. Let me see here. He is also 10 points. Has a 5 movement with flurry, 9 attack, 17 defense with indom, and a 1 damage with close combat expert. I would say this one's probably a little better than the other one. Being able to flurry for 2 damage, you're getting that up to a 3 damage for a 10-point figure is not bad. Again, I just think with all the 10-point like colossals that they had in this last set. It's going to be, I'd be hard pressed to spend 10 points on this instead of a giant girl. But if you're trying to play like a theme team or something like that, he might help you out here. And next up, we are going to go ahead and take a look at a Mouser. These are, again, these are bystander pogs. These aren't going to be the 3D figures like we had before. Again, 10 points, 5 movement with sidestep, 10 attack, 17 defense with toughness and indomitability, 2 damage with tiny symbol. This one's not bad. The other Mousers weren't great either, so this is pretty much more of the same. It's just something that's swarmy, that's going to be troublesome to get through. If these guys had Precision Strike, I'd feel a lot better about it, but overall, they're not terrible. And then also from the Fast Forces, we have BEBOP. So let me see here. Where is my BEBOP? There he is. Okay. So he has, he's 40 points. Has the Foot Clan, Purple Dragon, and Animal keywords. This is before he is mutated. He has a trait which is, what's this mutagen stuff do again, boss? At the beginning of the game, you may place adjacent a Warthog bystander. When the Warthog is KO'd by an opposing attack, for the rest of the game, BEBOP can use all of its powers and modify his combat values +1. That is pretty fantastic. The Warthog is actually not terrible. Has a 7 movement with Flurry, 10 attack with Blaze Claw's Fangs, 16 defense with Toughness, 2 damage. So defense isn't particularly high, but you sort of want it KO'd, and it's free anyway for no points. After that, it's just a standard figure. Has a 4 range, single target, 6 movement with Running Shot, 9 attack, 17 defense with Energy Shield Deflection, 2 damage. Overall, though, for 40 points, this guy's got a lot going on. The bystander token's pretty good, and then you know, once that's out there, time people up and finally gets knocked out, and then he gets can use all of its powers, plus gets +1 to all of his combat values, so it'd be a 7, 10, 18, and 3. Oh, no, 5 range. For 40 points, that's pretty good in my book. Next up, we have the other half of this, if I can find it, is ROCKSTEADY. He is also, like BEBOP, he has a trait, which is, what's this mutagen stuff do again, boss? At the beginning of the game, you may place adjacent a Rhinoceros bystander. When the Rhinoceros is KO'd by an opponent's attack, for the rest of the game, ROCKSTEADY can use all of its powers and modify his combat values +1. What does a Rhinoceros do, you might ask? It has a 6 movement with Charge, 10 attack, 17 defense with Invulnerability, and 3 damage. He has Foot Clan, Purple Dragon, and Animal keywords. Comes in at 40 points. Has a 6 movement with Sidestep, 10 attack, 17 defense with Toughness, and 2 damage. So the modifiers from the Rhinoceros would be 7 movement, 11 attack, 18 defense, 3 damage. For 40 points, heck, guys, that's not bad. And that Rhinoceros is pretty good just by itself. Man, these guys are actually pretty good. I would play these more than I would play the other versions of BEBOP and ROCKSTEADY we've gotten before. We do have one turtle from the Fast Forces available for us for this preview today. It is Leonardo. He is 50 points, has TMNT, TMNT Ally, Animal, and Martial Artists keyword. He has a trait which is the turtle with the plan. Unique modifier, adjacent characters named Donatello, Michelangelo, or Raphael modify their attack value +1, which is not too bad. Doesn't have anything else going on other than that. Has a 7 movement with Sidestep and the Dolphin symbol. 11 attack with Blaze Claw's Fangs. 17 defense with nothing on it. And 1 damage with Leadership. For 50 points, he's not terrible. Not my favorite version of Leonardo we've gotten, but the fast forces, they do try to keep those a little bit simpler. So he's not bad. So next up, we're going to talk about RAPHAEL. He is a super rare in this set, and I feel pretty strongly about the fact that they reused a sculpt for a super rare. I don't like it at all. Super rares should 100% be new sculpts. I'm pretty upset about it. I'm still gonna get it, but I'll give them a one-time pass on reusing a sculpt for a super rare, and if they do it again, I'm skipping the whole set. He has 2-point values, 80 points and 60 points. It has the TMNT, TMNT Ally, Animal, Martial Artist, and Warrior keywords. Has a trait which is Tales of the TMNT, and go ahead and remember this because a bunch of the turtles that we're going to look at today have this. It is at the beginning of the game for all characters that can use this trait. Choose a tail trait that a friendly character can use. This game, all friendly characters with a tail trait can use the chosen trait instead of any other tail trait. So once you pick it for one character, for one turtle, all the turtles with the tail trait get it. So that's pretty cool. His tail trait is Vision Quest, Empower, Improved Targeting characters, and Hindering Terrain. He has a special on his attack and defense. Special on his attack is called Pin Down. When RAPHAEL hits an opposing character, that character gains immobile until your next turn. It can't be moved or placed. So that's pretty good. Then he has a special on his defense, which is Leave My Family Alone. Invulnerability. Adjacent friendly characters with TMNT or TMNT Ally keyword modify defense +1. So that's pretty good. His 80-point starting line, he starts off with a 4 range single target, 10 attack with, 10 movement with charge and the dolphin symbol, 11 attack with quake, 18 defense with that special, 3 damage with exploit weakness. And then at 60 points, he starts off with a 10 movement with charge, 11 attack with quake, 17 defense with toughness, and 3 damage with exploit weakness. Overall, not bad. They're not going to give me the RAF again with the 2 penetrating attacks, but this one's actually pretty good. A nice team player. I like that they gave him multiple point lines. I'm just really not happy with reusing the sculpts, and sadly, it looks like all the 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones are going to be sculpt reuses, and they're all super rares. So I don't care for that at all. If they were going to do that, they should have made them commons. But here we are. We're going to look at Michelangelo. He is also a super rare in this set. Number 32. He has the 80 and 60 point lines. TMNT, TMNT Ally, Animal, Martial Arts keywords. Has the 2 traits again. Tail of the TMNT, which we're not going to cover because we just did. His tail is Into Dimension X, Stealth, Improved Movement, Ignores Hindering, and Elevated. So that is very good. He has a special on his attack called Buyakasha. When Michelangelo hits an opposing character with an attack, after resolution, choose 1 Smoke Cloud at no cost, or friendly characters modify attack +1 until your next turn. So that is pretty powerful, pretty good. Has a 4 range single target. Starts off at 80 points with a 10 movement with charge and the dolphin symbol. 11 attack with that special. 18 defense with invulnerability and indomitability. 3 damage with empower. Then at 60 points, he has a 10 movement with flurry. 11 attack with precision strike. 17 defense with toughness. 2 damage with perplex. Again, I like him. Pretty solid. Definitely different than the other Mikeys we've gotten before. He's not bad. And again, I like that they gave him split dials. So next up, we're going to talk about Leonardo, the leader of the Turtles. He has 80 and 60 point starting lines. Has TMNT, TMNT Ally, Animal, Martial Artist, and Warrior keywords. Has that Tail of the TMNT trait. His tail is Requiem. Whenever another friendly character is KO'd by an opposing character, heal this character 2 clicks. so that's not bad. I don't care for things that happen on a KO or when you take damage, but you know, healing 2 clicks, that could be big, depending on what's going on in that game. He has 1 special on his damage, which is Lead My Brother's Leadership. When Leonardo uses it and rolls a 6, you may also remove an action token from another friendly character with the TMNT or TMNT ally keyword anywhere on the map. So that is very powerful. No adjacency needed. Starts off with a 4 range single target, 8 movement with Flurry and the dolphin symbol, 11 attack with Blades, Claws, Fangs, 18 defense with Invulnerability and Indomitability, 3 damage with that special, and at 60 points he has an 8 movement with Flurry, 11 attack, Blades, Claws, Fangs, 17 defense, toughness, 3 damage with that special. Just overall solid Leonardo. Again, I do not like that they gave the turtles, that they reused the sculpts from the old ones. Really just not a fan of that at all. But the next one we're going to talk about is Splinter. Let me get mine up here. He is 60 points, and he's actually not bad. Has TMNT ally, animal, and martial arts keywords. Has a trait called Follow Me Turtles. Whenever a friendly character with TMNT keyword uses sidestep, it may move up to 3 squares instead of 2. 3 square sidestep's pretty good. Then he has a special on his attack called Pizza Reward. When an adjacent friendly character hits 1 or more opposing characters, after resolution, heal that friendly character 1 click. Now, that's pretty good, but it's buried here in the last 2 of his clicks, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much you're going to get to actually use it. Has a 0 range, 6 movement with Leap Climb, 11 attack with Precision Strike, 18 defense with Defend, and 3 damage with Leadership. I like him just for that 18 with Defend. I wouldn't count on getting to use those last 2 clicks at the end of the dial there. But overall, he's not bad. I don't know how much I'm going to really use him, but if I play in like a 400-point game, I could see trying to make some room for him on a team. The next one we're going to talk about, I'm actually pretty excited about, is Sergeant Granitor. He's one of the Dimension X guys from the cartoon. He is 75 points, has TMNT Villain, Armor, Brute, and Soldier keywords. Has a trait which is Level Boss, Flashing Orange. The first time each game Sergeant Granitor would be KO'd, instead turn him to click 5, then heal him 1 click for if an opposing force has 1 or 2 characters on it. Otherwise, heal him 2 clicks. Alright, so heal him 1 click if an opposing force has 1 or 2 characters on it. Otherwise, heal him 2 clicks. Protected Pulse Wave. So you're going to get to be KO'd, come back, and be healed. Well, it's when you would be KO'd, so they wouldn't like score the 75 points twice. Then he has a special on his attack, which is Flame Gun, Penetrating Psychic Blast. When Sergeant Granitor hits an opposing character with a ranged attack, after resolution, deal 1 penetrating damage to each opposing character adjacent to the hit target. So it is like how Energy Explosion and Psychic Blast was working there for a little bit. He can do that, which is really good. For 75 points, he has a 5 range, single target, 7 movement with Sidestep, 10 attack with that special, 17 defense with Impervious, and 3 damage with Leadership. Now, I think in sealed TMNT, this guy's going to be a real trouble to get around, because that's a real heavy reducer that not a lot of stuff in this set's going to be able to deal with, at least that we've been seen so far. And then having to just KO him, and then, you know, potentially having to whittle him down even more. It's going to be a lot. I like him. I want him just so I can, you know, pretend I'm watching the cartoon and I'm, you know, 4 years old again. So the next figure we're going to take a look at is Baxter Stockman. And after this, we got 3 more figures to preview. So I want to thank everybody that's still sticking with me. If you're liking this video so far, make sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a share, really helps keep me motivated to keep making these videos. So next one we're going to look at is, like I said, Baxter Stockman. He's 80 points, has the TMNT villain, animal, monster, and scientist keywords. He also has this trait, which is orange boss flashing, level boss flashing orange. First time each game, Baxter Stockman will be KO'd. Instead, turn him to click number 6, then heal him 1 click if the opposing force has 1 or 2 characters on it. Otherwise, heal him 2 clicks, protected pulse wave. So it's exactly the same as the other one. I really hope that they have this on a few guys. Having to KO any figure basically twice is a real pain, as the Shredders from Shredder Returns would indicate. He has a special on his attack, which is Sticky Fingers Ray. Telekinesis, when Baxter Stockman uses it, modify his attack value +2. His attack's already pretty high, so let's take a look at that. He has a 6 range single target, 9 movement with sidestep and the flight ability, 11 attack with that special, so if you use TK, it's a 13 attack. On an 80-point figure, that's pretty good. Then he has a 17 defense with energy shield deflection and 2 damage with outwit. I like him a lot. I will want him I like all the ones that look like the 80s cartoon show. So next one, we're actually going to be looking at some 8-bit figures from this set. I'm a little bit excited about them. I'm going to reserve full judgment until I hold them in my hand, but I do like what I'm seeing in these. He is 45 points. This is Foot Elite Hammer. He has the Foot Clan, TMNT Villain, and Soldier keywords. He has a trait and a couple of specials. His trait is Sacrifice Swarm. When an adjacent friendly character is KO'd or takes 3 damage but isn't KO'd, give Foot Elite an opportunity token. Free, remove an opportunity token if to either make an attack or move up to 2 squares. That's pretty good. That could get out of hand pretty quick. Then the special on his movement is Temporary Footboard. Free, move up to 3 squares in a direct path. So you could also do sidestep with that if you wanted to, because it's not worded the same. And then he has a special on his attack called Hammer. Quake, when Foot Elite hits with an attack, roll of 11 or 12. After resolution, you may give 1 hit character an action token. So that's pretty awesome there. Has a 0 range, 9 movement with that special, 10 attack with that special, 17 defense with toughness, 3 damage with leadership. For 45 points, this guy's pretty good. I think that Sacrifice Swarm is going to have a chance to get out of hand. He is a rare, so you're going to have trouble getting multiples of him. But overall, pretty cool. I like him. And the last 2 are actually chases. We have RAPHAEL here to take a look at first. He is number 37, has 2-point values, 175 points. Has TMNT, TMNT Ally, and Martial Artist keyword. Has improved movement, ignores characters. Has a trait and a couple of specials. The trait is auto-scrolling skate level. At the beginning of your turn, you may move RAPHAEL 1 square free. Move up to 3 squares in a direct pass. So you have a chance at getting to move 4 free squares as a trait. Man, that is a lot of movement. That's good. Then he has a special on his movement, which is Jump Kick, Hypersonic Speed. When RAPHAEL uses it, he can use Improved Movement, ignores Elevated, ignores Hindering, but modifies his speed value -3. That is pretty decent there, especially when you consider the auto-scrolling level, auto-scrolling skate level. He has a special on his attack called Size Flurry. When making a close attack, RAPHAEL deals penetrating damage. So there's our penetrating damage. 100 points. He has 0 range, 10 movement with charge, but like we said, he has a chance to move 4 squares, which is ridiculous. So it's really a 14 movement. 11 attack with that special, 17 defense with toughness and indomitability, 3 damage with Battle Fury. And then at 75 points, he has that special movement, 10 attack with Precision Strike, 17 defense, super senses, 3 damage. I like his 75-point dial better. But this guy, this chase is pretty good. I'd be excited to. I'm probably going to try to make a play to get an entire set of these chases. And the last one we're going to look at is Michelangelo. He's also that 8-bit. He is a chase, number 36 in the set. Has 175 point lines. Has TMNT, TMNT ally, and martial artist keywords. Has improved movement, ignores characters. Also has that auto-scrolling skate level trait, which is exactly the same, and it is equally as ridiculous. Has a special on his movement and his attack. Special on his movement is the same as RAPHAEL's, which is that jump kick, hypersonic, improved movement, ignores elevated and hindering, but modifies speed -3. Then a special on his attack, which is Nunchaku's Flurry. Each time Michelangelo hits an opposing character after resolution, we give that character a action token. So these are basically the RAPHAEL's and Michelangelos from the first set as far as their attack powers go. But man, these guys are good. At 100 points, he has a 0 range, 10 movement with charge, 11 attack with a special, 17 defense, toughness, and indomitability, 3 damage with perplex. And then at 75 points, he has a 9 movement with a special, 10 attack, precision strike, 17 defense, energy shield deflection, and 3 damage. Man, are those guys both good. I hope I get all the chases for this set. That is how good I feel that they are. But that is all the previews I have for you guys today. I am really hoping to get some pre-recorded stuff for you for teams, featuring figures from the Avengers Infinity set. Get some stuff together for you for that. Get some competitive teams out there. I got a few top 10 lists I'd like to record. So there is stuff that I'm going to be doing other than live. This isn't turning into just a live channel. I've just been really enjoying doing the live streams. But that's all I have for you guys today. If you're looking to support the channel, please check out the description of this video for various ways to do that. You can check me out on Patreon at patreon.com/MrClicksFlix. Also, please consider supporting Lucky Dice Cafe at LuckyDiceCafe.com because we do like supporting those to support the channel. That's all I have for you guys today. As always, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.